We're talking about EV 100k issue.
Yeah.
And you get extremely competitive from 100 to 200k.
Yeah.
But below 100k, like what the hell, bro?
Completely empty. That's where everyone's waiting. And you're going to get one. You can get one per door.
Which one?
I don't know yet, but today the news came out of the Suzuki e-Vitara, which uses Toyota battery tech. Not interesting except that the Suzuki e-Vitara is being produced in India. It will be sold here. 400 plus km car. SUV and all that. The technology is inside is all a little bit Toyota. They got the same rotary dial from the BZ4X and all that. But I was just thinking, Toyota lets Suzuki use their EV tech, and Toyota owns Daihatsu, which means I think eventually they will take the chassis from Suzuki
and put it into a Daihatsu.
Plunk it into Perodua.
Perodua.
To produce a Ativa EV.
But that's going to be 90,000, isn't it?
It's going to be 99,000.
That's why a Musk is 120. And it's not because a Musk cannot be 90. Now, of course, I don't expect a Musk to be like 65,000 in China. You can't expect that.
Yeah.
But worst case scenario, even if Proton is not a connected company with the government, and Geely is not connected to Proton even if, it should have been 40,000 increment.
Yeah.
You know?
But in Malaysia, you got to feed the keys to your customer.
And here's the problem: the people that need the help the most are the ones that buy cars below 100,000.
Right. So it's not to transition to EVs. It's to make sure that the people who already have the money,
the corridors of power are fed.
Correct. Otherwise, the government collapse.
And the Mahan continue to suffer.
Yeah. But if you're going to do that, then keep the subsidy.
Yeah, but they're not.
So we'll see how this rolls out.
Yeah. So my question is, do you think Warisan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think Warisan Tanchong has a plan with this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
the plan is to CKD always.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think from my point of view.
Okay.
See, Tanchong is a lot bigger than we think. Their sales and marketing arm is Edaran Tanchong. That's the one we bashed the most.
Okay.
That's the one that is not getting things right.
Okay.
You know? But they also, the way the group makes money is they have factories.
Right.
And these factories supply Vietnam, Thailand, a lot of countries.
Yeah.
And some of these factories are not even in Malaysia.
Right.
This family group is so big that half of it is in Singapore.
They snatched up a lot of dealership rights in Southeast Asia, all over Southeast Asia as well. Yeah.
All the way to Taiwan, if I'm not mistaken. They got Subaru dealerships in Taiwan. So they're a big group. And the concern, I think, in Malaysia was not that Nissan is not selling well. That's, of course, one of the concerns.
But Nissan is not selling well.
Yeah. So that's not the main concern. The main concern, I think, for Tanchong in Malaysia was they have 2 CKD factories that are running under capacity.
Is it?
They got Segambut and Serenda.
Okay.
So they got 2 factories. Nissan is not selling, and if Nissan is not selling, the factories are not running.
Okay. They're not profitable. So they need something that is profitable.
Exactly. The first concern is get the factories going. Marketing side, they can throw discount, make it back in after sales.
Okay.
That kind of thing. Basically, the whole Tanchong business model is throw the problem to the next guy.
Okay.
In the factory, I got problem, I throw it to the marketing side. Marketing side got problem, I throw it to the rental side.
The problem of weight, basically, is a huge corporation with some internal problem and basically money problem ultimately. Yeah, it's a money problem.
At a certain point when you're getting big, going vertical makes sense. But when one side of the vertical doesn't work, then the whole train can collapse.
Yeah.
So there's one guy who commented on one of our videos saying that Tanchong might just sell off everything to Dabi Motors, since Dabi Motors has already got 60% of market share of
cars in Malaysia. Yeah.
Just take Nissan.
Yeah. But cannot because you give them more, we die, man.
We die.
Because they're going to squeeze us.
Yeah.
Right?
They're going to start price laddering every single brand. Man.
Right.
And still be not profit making.
Yeah. That's going to be an issue, isn't it? Malaysia. Story in China starts a long time ago.
You have the
I just read Wikipedia page. Apparently the company is older than Malaysia.
Wow.
Yeah. I think they were state-owned assembly of vehicles. I mean, probably assembling vehicles for internal consumption. No aspiration for something greater at that time. Until
not even outside Guangzhou.
No, man. But until then, you have that Deng Xiaoping era with that partnership JV thing with foreign car makers. That's where it gets interesting because I was just telling you just now, right? Like China is such a big country with huge cultural difference region to region, and every province of China in terms of sale, population, GDP is technically a country, like Malaysia, like Thailand, like Vietnam. So culturally, there is a difference in China from, for example, the center to the north to the south. And Guangzhou, naturally being in the south, is not as anti-Japanese as the north. You don't see Japanese car in Nanjing, I was telling you. And if you see a Japanese car, you drive a Japanese car in Nanjing, the car's going to get vandalized, man. Right. But in the south, that hatred, the Japanese animosity is not so strong. So you see Toyota coming in and setting up factories more in the south, and they partner. So GAC partners with Toyota, partners with Honda. In fact, the first one was Honda. Then 5 years later was Toyota. Then there was Mitsubishi, and along the way before that there was Peugeot, and then there was something I can't remember. Which is it Renault or something? Doesn't matter lah. Yeah. But the main one is GAC has actually been partnering with Honda, Mitsubishi, and Toyota for more than 20 years. I mean, I'm sure they learned a thing or two lah.
Right. And you're saying they have some JV with BYD for commercial vehicles?
They do. Apparently they JV with BYD to produce trucks, and these are electric trucks, which I think may not transfer in terms of knowledge so much into car making, because trucks are...
Yeah, completely different beast.
Yeah, your tolerance is in centimeters.
Fingers.
How many fingers? 4. Okay, we can put another battery there.
No need ruler, just can.
Well, else with cars, things get a bit complicated fast. It's not a product you scoff at, It's like...
you can see that this was not just a copycat product.
No, it's
not. They try to do their own thing.
Yeah. And they got the basics down.
Yes. But man,
it's that's where the premium is.
Is it too little, too late? Because we all know ICE is on.
But to be honest, they are not concentrating on their ICE.
Yeah.
I realized this about the Chinese. Yeah. The ICE is really like okay lah, take lah. Yeah. Since the profit margin is so shit, what do you want me to do? Yeah. If I give you more, I might as well don't sell. Yeah. You got it?
Their ICE is just there to cause problems to the Japanese.
Yeah.
The EVs are there to cause problems to the Europeans.
Yeah. You can see, the ICE are challenging the Japanese. Yeah. They are better in some ways, they are worse in some ways. Yeah. But the
cost is so low.
I mean, no, the ICE is so near actually. There are 20,000 ringgit difference.
Okay,
literally.
Yeah.
But the EVs are where the Germans are sweating. They are literally 80% the Germans, and then they are 1/4 the price.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell, right?
Yeah.
So coming here, there is that lack of finesse, especially, right? When you come off, like going into D, from a parking, you go into D, you step on it, lurch forward, right? Yeah. And then you put into R, it lurch backwards, right? It's a bit jarring. That's fine tuning. Or is it that hard to tune it? Well, maybe there's something that the Chinese did that make it difficult for them to tune. You know why? DCT are extremely complex.
I think, this was the trap that the Germans tried to lead the Chinese to.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
they make it so difficult.
Yeah.
And then the Chinese will not be able to make it.
Get the little things right.
But I tell you what, the Chinese did something that surprised the Germans, maybe. In the sense that those of you who've driven an X70, right? You know the engine is a EA888, what?
I have heard, but some people say it's not.
It is.
The 1.8.
It's a 1.8 turbo. But here's the thing. A lot of people say, modern Germans are not reliable. Heck, Germans are reliable. The engine block, they're on top of their game. It's everything they tag onto the engine that breaks. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
The Chinese realize this. Take the EA888, remove all the complexity, and you're left with a really reliable German design. And X70 1.8 turbo, what problem have you had? I heard sticky throttle. Then you go and clean the throttle, done, solved. You get what I mean? But the EA888, the problem never end one.
Because of all the ancillary things.
That makes it so great. It's true. I've driven the TT with it's great. But the headache's not worth it. And after X70 has been 5-6 years, I hear so little complaints. It's not to say problem free, but you look at the resale value, it's okay. It's marginally lower than the Japanese.
Your brother-in-law's one, no problems.
And only the throttle, the delay in the throttle. Then we clean it, it improved not 100%, improved 80-90%. Yeah, so no problem. So I think this is not that they don't want to solve it. It's the solution is costly and also potentially problematic. So now you either clang or you don't clang. You clang or you don't clang. That's why you clang, it goes forward.
I don't know. I just want to see a Chinese DCT that is close to the Germans.
Yeah.
I think
it's not there.
The GD one is close-ish.
It's close. It's about 5 years back.
Yeah.
This is about 10, 15 years back, right? The early stage of DCT, right? But
and some of them have some weaknesses here and there.
yeah,
Of all of them,
it's just like Japanese car. Every company is a bit different, right? It's just that I think a lot of us are not yet accustomed to their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah. We're still getting, even as car journalists, we're still getting used to what these Chinese brands are doing. And also, these Chinese brands sometimes change from generation to generation.
And brand to, I mean, same company but different brand, you get very different feel.
Yeah.
I guess the Chinese themselves are also figuring out,
What works
where
and what
they
work. Yeah.
slot in, right?
Yeah. It's like there's no other way to resolve it. It's a Chinese spy.
Yeah, it's a Chinese spy. It's a spy bug.
Are they saying good things or bad things? He's going to run back and report to Chong. Run all the way back to Segambut.
I am actually quite impressed, to be honest. And I was coming from a seller's speed, which is an Italian nut job. So coming here, there is that lack of finesse, especially, right? When you come off, like going into D, from a parking, go into D, you step on it, lurch forward, right?
Yeah.
And then you put into R, it lurch backwards, right? It's a bit jarring. That's fine tuning. To be honest, coming from a seller speed, I'm happy.
Adjustment. Hey, you feel the lurch, right?
Yeah.
The lurch is not...
stonk. The lurch is stonk.
Yeah.
It's the same lurch in a Cherry.
In, the Tigo 8.
Yeah.
Same lurch there. But you don't get such a bad lurch in the Proton.
No, you don't get it in the Proton. But the Proton one is sticky.
It's perceivable. There's some stickiness, but they sorted it, to the best of their ability. But I don't see this car anywhere.
Yeah,
Omoda, I go out, I see.
I don't see advertisement.
Omoda, they got it right because what they did was they tackle it from a dealer level. They know it's the salespeople who maintain the relationships with their customers. And so they just convert all the existing salespeople to their showroom.
I heard, what's the connection between Volvo and J?
I don't know, but I see it a lot.
You see,
Yeah.
In my comments, there are some explanations.
Some owners switched over to J.
And then some actual owners come and say, you know what, this is spooky because I am an owner of a Volvo and I'm thinking of switching to Jayco. And then I saw your video. It is spooky. Like
The Chinese algorithm.
what is going on? But the one guy say is dealer, at the dealer level. It's a switch from Volvo. But I'm thinking, I'm a Volvo buyer. I'm not stupid enough to follow my salesman.
Because at the end of the day, it's trust.
Yeah.
These Chinese manufacturers, what they're doing is they're just throwing spec and price.
Yeah.
And like just giving it to you, and then you're there left thinking like, can I trust her? Because I'm going to be the one who suffers for 7 years.
That's the only
That's
element
the missing
left.
factor, yeah. So if you're saying, okay, the sales guy is going to hold my hand through the whole thing in case anything goes wrong, he can help with the warranty claim, then I trust. Then I'm willing to invest because my resale value drop, who cares? I'm going to lose that on the Volvo.
Yeah, because the moment you get a key, you lose an entire Jayco.
Yeah, there you go, exactly. And also Volvo's product line is aging.
Not only that, I think the XC90 has dropped off in resale so bad because people are hearing all the nightmare.
The plug-in hybrid.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the car is 10 years old.
Yeah, it's getting a bit long in the tooth also. Yep, so there you go. My son knows about BYD. He doesn't look at cars, but he knows about Tesla and he knows about BYD. I have a feeling my son will not know what the heck is a Nissan.
It'll be like Bogwan to us.
And he's going to get a key to a Datsun. And he was like, what is this? Papa, I have a story to tell you.
You see that car that's parked in Puteh? It never runs. The Z car.
That one is a Nissan. Beside that is a Datsun.
I think better effort than Cherry.
Yeah.
Given how small their operation is.
Yeah.
For like Cherry came in super big, factory, a lot of funds and all that. So I understand how they can get the pricing.
Yeah.
Tanchong with their weak status, they still managed to do
The problem,
pricing.
however, is Tanchong is so entrenched. They should be able to deliver better, no?
I don't know. I think that there's a lot of hidden animosity between government and Tanchong. Because the government is literally the reason why Tanchong failed.
Oh, is it?
I mean, without the government, there'll be no Proton.
I thought it's a Nissan CVT.
That's partially the reason. But without the government, there'll be no Proton. Without Proton, the best seller will still be a Nissan Sentra. It'll still be a
Sunny.
We'll still be driving a 130Y. They'll still be selling it.
No, to be honest, if we can get a 130Y at 70,000, not bad.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's GAC GS3 Emzoom. What is that?
What is that?
I don't know.
I know what this is.
What?
You know the Chinese like to stick the perfume thing?
Oh.
The clip-on?
Oh, yeah, actually.
And then this is also the phone clip-on?
Yeah.
Ah.
That's smart, man.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I
The
was thinking,
Chinese
like,
love to tag things onto their car. You notice that?
Yeah.
They like to tag things onto that to give it some light. They like to tag things here to spray some. And this
That's the
is...
attachment, so you don't damage the vent.
Ah.
But actually, the vents in here feel a bit flimsy.
Oh, not
This one especially. Oh, damn flimsy.
This one design over anything. That's why you have this. Yeah.
Smart.
Smirked.